hello agents, hello entrepreneurs, hello people that want to hear about real estate and the changing market. I've got my friend, my partner, my what else do I want to call you, Martha? I don't know.
Oh, we can't really tell everyone what you call me sometimes, but
that's true.
I'm family.
Kind of family, sort of. She's been with me for 10 years. She feels like one of my children. But she's actually a fabulous former teacher. By the way, teachers make great real estate agents. They always do. That's the highest segue from one career to another of success is teachers that get into real estate. But so Martha's been on almost every position on my team. And I'll tell you one thing about Martha. She is a great mom. She has 2 great children. I have never seen Martha use anything but extreme patience.
Oh.
And with her children, she's hid that from me if you ever did that. Okay, well,
I hide it well.
And you must hide it well because you've just been so sweet and so caring and so loving. And so today I thought, well, I'm going to give some tough love to some agents out there because I hear all this stuff about the market, and I totally disagree with about 99% of what I hear. So I needed somebody to soften me up. So, Martha, you're the softer.
So that's why I'm here, guys.
That's why you're here.
That's why I'm here.
So, first of all, I hear about this changing market. Well, I got breaking news for you. The market changes every day of every year ever since we've been in the business. It just changes. You don't know about it, and the newspapers are not pumping out what they want you to believe and what they want you to understand about it. So, yeah, the market changes every day. It's just the market. It's not anything to get focused on, the change in the market, because if you're like me, I still have to do business. I still have to earn a wage. I still have to help buyers and sellers no matter what the market is. It's just the market that we have. So many years ago, there was a saying, a political saying, said that you go to the war with the war army that you have, not the army that you wish you had. And folks, we go into real estate every day with the market that we have. So don't give me this stuff about changing markets. Actually, the last 24 months has been a hurricane in this market.
It is hurricane season in real estate.
For 2 years straight. And I put this on the radio, which I probably shouldn't have done because this is a very, kind of a rural country thing to say. But here's the thing. Even a turkey can fly in a hurricane. And what that means is you don't even have to be a good agent for the last 24 months. Because why? Because there were so many buyers out there. There's so many people relocating to this area. And if you hear about scarcity, what does that make you want to do? Grab.
Yep.
Get me one.
Yep.
So this has just been a time when there's been a lot of movement into the Triangle area, and Triangle real estate, Raleigh real estate, Cary real estate. So I will tell you one thing that really there is in common, because everybody talks about the bubble, and I don't want to talk about bubbles because there's just some hype. It's just something that makes news. But I will tell you one similarity to what happened to us in the Great Recession, which was a great real estate reset. And one thing that is about the same about 2007 and what we experienced in the last 2 years, and is just raining buyers. Back in 2007, the reason it was raining buyers, Martha, is because I could have gotten your dog a loan to get into a house. Mm-hmm. If they just showed up and told me that they made $500,000 a year to a lender would give them the loan. So that's the reason it's not the same market that we have. We don't have that false base. The false base that we do have in this market the last couple of years has been the interest rates at 2%. That's false. That's just happened for a short period of time, and I can bet you that those people that have got those 2 and 3% loans don't want to give those away, because they'd have to get a 5%, 5.5%, 6% loan. So there is a little bit of a seasonal slowdown right now in July. Mm-hmm. It happens every year.
Every year.
Good year, bad year,
Mm-hmm.
everything. So it's not, the sky is not falling, agents.
Are you sure?
Believe me, it's not falling. It's the same market that we have, and we've got to excel in the market that we have. And that's who I want to talk to today. I want to talk to people who want to excel at real estate sales because that's the agents I like to work with the most. So I wrote down this quote, which I believe is so true, and I've seen it happen so many times, is that some agents and people in general let circumstances of the market decide what's going to happen to them. So I can tell you after about 30 years in this business that that's not a good plan. Do not let the circumstances decide what's going to happen to you, because you ultimately are the author of your own success in this business. So I want to talk to you about the ways to excel in real estate, the ways to be absolutely unstoppable. So that's the first thing I'm going to tell you is you have to be a person of action. That's really the most important thing that you can have, and that's an attribute, good or bad, that will outperform anything else. So I wrote down this in my notes, and I told this to my team meeting this Tuesday morning, which I already have. I want to tell you that my imperfect, consistent actions will outperform your skill, your talent, and your contacts every day of the week. And that is just consistent action. You've got to be a person of action in real estate.
That's right.
So why do you think they don't even come to the office?
Because they're not showing action. They think that, oh my gosh, the market is changing, so I guess I won't have any prospects. I won't have anyone to talk to. But is that the way you've handled when the market has slowed down a little bit?
Well, I don't watch the news a lot. So if I do know there's a war going on, by the way, but I don't watch the news because I think the news is sometimes it wants to shape the way the public sees something. But I have been a person of action ever since I got into this crazy business of real estate when I was in my 20s. And just something, I call it common sense. I got up and went to work. I sat down at a desk. There was a phone on the desk. You know, the old-fashioned way that they used to train you in real estate is here's your desk, there's the phone, go to work. That was training.
But with technology now, you don't have to go to work, right?
Oh, well, probably. I think maybe that's what's happening.
I think that's your point, though. You still have to work. The setting might look different, but you still have to work. Mm-hmm. Technology can change, but the basic morals and work ethic doesn't change.
Work ethic doesn't change. So I think if you really want to just have an outstanding career, if you want to do something big in real estate, you got to be a person of action. You got to make that your strong suit. Do you play bridge? Do you play hearts? You got to be strong in the action category. So I'm totally amazed when agents don't get on the phone and call buyers and sellers. I'm just amazed. I mean, that's what you come to work to do, and I'm just amazed when they don't do that. And why am I so shocked?
Because that's not how you did things.
Well, that's not how I did things, but that's also not how the top elite agents in this country do things. You can't be in this business and expect to be an elite agent, a top performer, by just taking what happens to you. You've got to make it happen. And what have I said a million times? I've said it so many times I can't even stand to hear myself say it anymore. Is a great agent can walk into any office. It can be dead. The phones can be dead. Nothing can be happening. Nothing's going on. And they can make something happen.
Yep.
So I'm beating a drum. But let's also talk about ethics. You know, people like to talk about ethics, and I think we have to do an ethics update ever so often. Well, what do you think our buyers and sellers think we do when we go to work?
Do this exactly, right?
Go to Starbucks and look at our computer.
Hey, what are you guys doing for me? It's a constant thing. We do a lot. We do a lot for our buyers and sellers. But sometimes in the chaos of it all and the busy work that we do, we don't relay that because we assume our buyers and sellers know how hard we are at work for them. But
well, I'm not sold. I'm just going to be real. Mm-hmm. I'm going to talk to you like you don't want to hear anybody talk to you. I don't believe most agents are working hard for their buyers and sellers. I don't think that's happening. I think maybe they work hard when the buyer wants to get in a car and they go find some houses, and that's a kind of a grueling day.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as working for that seller and working for that buyer, and that's finding out what's happening in the market, and that's the part that takes action. You got to get on the phone. You got to put buyers and sellers together, and in order to put buyers and sellers together, you ethically have to talk to them every single day. And not wait for the ones that call you are gravy.
Right.
That's just gravy. You've got to make that action happen. So I want to be the team leader. I'm going to tell you what your team leader wants to tell you, but scared to tell you because they're afraid you'll go away. They're afraid you just walk out. You'll just be so frustrated. Because when you wait for somebody to do something for you, you've given away your power. You've given away your career. You've given away your chance to be a high earner and elite agent in this business. So don't ever give away your power. Don't wait for something to happen. Your team leader is working hard to bring leads to you, but I guarantee you, when I see somebody working, that's the one I want to help the most.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's the one I want to help the most.
That's
So
true.
we used to have this old saying in real estate. It says there's 3 rules of real estate: show up, pay attention, tell the truth. Actually, 4 rules, can't count. And don't get attached to the outcome. And I like the don't get attached to the outcome. That's a pretty good one. But I would add one more thing: that show up means you come to work. You come to work ready to make something happen. You come to work. Just that work ethic part of it, to actually talk to people about buying and selling real estate. And if they're not calling you, guess what? You got to call them. So I would add action to that list of 4 things that you do. Make those calls, go see that subdivision, go see those active listings that your company or your team is getting, and just learn about the market so that when you do have somebody to talk to, you got a full cup and you can tell them about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're sitting in the office, you can't always do that. You got to get out of the office sometimes. However, when you are in the office, you need to be contacting people. So I want partners that want to be taught how to be hunters and winners in this business. I really like to work with people who have high expectations of their earnings. And you know, this is it. I don't want partners who say, I'm good. I make a lot of calls because I'm looking for great agents. I really want great agents to join our team. I also want great agents to be partner with me to help us move forward in our other ventures. But I make a lot of calls, and I hear this a lot. Oh, Marty, I'm good. I'm all right. I'm fine. Who wants to settle for good enough? I don't want you to have a good enough. I want you to have an extraordinary career. I want you to have big goals. So good enough can be your path. You stay in the lines. Nobody ever says anything bad about you because you're not doing too much, so they never had to say too much bad about you. But that's not the way to an extraordinary career, folks. That's not the way. So there's 3 levels. You can be good at this business. Good at this business is kind of, you're going to make a pretty good income in real estate. You can be great at this business, or you can be absolutely unstoppable. You cannot let any market shake you. You can handle the situations without a bunch of drama going on. And I think one of the biggest things that will help you if you really want to be an entrepreneur agent, if you really want to build a big career, is just never be satisfied with where you are. There's a lot to be said for having content, happy life,
Mm-hmm.
but life is about what's next. It's about the next mountain that you want to climb. It's about the next thing you want to achieve for yourself, for your family, or for others. It's about the next thing you want to give. So it's really, really important for my agents and for me to be around agents that want unstoppable careers. But here's what I want to say. I love the Oprah line. Can we talk? Remember Oprah used to say, "Can we talk? Can I get real now?"
Yeah.
Okay. I really believe strongly in teams, and because real estate is a contact sport. And when you're around people that are moving and shaking and doing more business than you, it's either going to do one thing. It's going to push you out of the business, or it's going to make your game higher. I think it's probably going to make your game higher if you stay. And I think one of the things that's been a challenge in real estate, honestly, is too many one-man shows. When I say that, with love, because I know a lot of sole proprietors who just run real estate on their own, and they do a good referral business, and they're good, decent agents. But folks, I'm talking big here. I'm not talking just enough. I'm not talking that person that makes $100,000 a year. I'm talking about the person that goes on, learns how to make hundreds of thousands a year, and then develops a career in a business that brings in millions a year. That's the kind of agent I want to partner with, the agent that has that dream, that vision. So this is what I believe. If you do real estate at your own pace, you will never get there. You got to be around people that push you. Mm-hmm. That's the reason people get coaches. Mm-hmm. Do you go to the gym, Martha?
No, but I want to. I need to.
Have you ever had a coach at the gym?
I have not.
Don't you want a coach?
I want one.
I've actually had a coach. I could have killed him most days, but that's one of the reasons, honestly, to be around the group that's moving is one of the reasons I joined EXP. Mm-hmm. Is because I could have, by the time that I finished my contract with RE/MAX and decided that was not going to be my home going forward, I could have easily gone independent. A few people knew my name. Mm-hmm. A few people would have continued to call me, and I would have enjoyed that that income, that nice stable income. But I took a chance because I like to be around the movers, and I like to be around the people that are making this business happen and are making headlines in this business. So.
But did you say yes right away?
No. I had to think about it for a while, right. But yet in me, in where I was and everything, is a generational business. This was a natural segue, and I think it should be. Like I said many times, if I'd have had this 20 years ago or 25 years ago, but that wasn't an option 25 years ago. This is a much better model, but I don't even want to get into that now. What I want to tell you is to have an amazing career, you got to take some chances. You got to take some risk. And so I would say two things. Assess where you are now. Just where you are now. Mm-hmm. And assess where you want to be. Are you where you want to be right now? Totally satisfied with where you are? Or do you have another vision in mind? Before I was in real estate, I actually did a few other little entrepreneurial things. And, I was 20s when I got into real estate. And one time I went into business, and if you can imagine this, single parent, 3 really small kids, I went and got a loan on my house, a second mortgage, which was a very risky thing for me to do at that point in time. And at that point in time, it was $5,000, which might have been, $500,000 now. That's how much of it was to me. But I took a risk because I had that gene that I said, I'm not going to settle. I don't want to settle this kind of life for my children. I don't want to settle for this for myself. So, I just want to tell you that you got to take some risk in this business. And the last thing I want to tell you is you can forget that thing called balance. There's a price to pay for anywhere you go.
I'm constantly trying to balance. I think that's just, it's, as much as I want to say it's not an attainable goal, it's something that I will always try to have balance on. But yeah, if you're working hard to feed your kids and to give them a good life, there's going to be constant struggle to keep that balance, work-life balance. And most people are up for the challenge.
No, they're not, and it's good because when you have some balance, and I'm not saying, but I'm saying many times. Actually, they did an article about me in the News and Observer one time. I wish I still had that article, but they used to highlight agents, and the News and Observer used to be big real estate deal. pages and pages full of homes. And now nobody looks in the paper. Everybody goes online. But at that point in time, they were doing that. And one of the things they talked about is how I would call home and I'd tell one of the kids to put on a pot of rice and I'd throw something together when I got there.
That.
So it's just the work-life balance sometimes is you're going to pay a price to really attain an amazing career. So I want you to be able to get in a super productive zone. And I want you to be like 007, cool, calm, collected, able to handle anything and not be the drama queen that most or many agents, are. And basically, here's the thing. I want you to learn how to be alone in your head. When everything else is going around you. One of my favorite poems in all life is If by Kipling. And he said, well, everything around you is falling apart and everybody's blaming it on you. You still have to have that inner peace in yourself to go forward. So I just want to challenge you to go someplace new. Throw out that tired old map that most real estate agents are traveling and just it's going to the same dead end. And most real estate agents, number one, we got a high turnover. People get in and out of this business within the first 18 months. We've got people that get out of real estate after having a full career dead broke, many of them. So I don't want that to happen. I want to be around people who want to be an elite performer in this business and other businesses that will come to light to you from being in real estate, flipping houses, rentals, many other things. So I just would ask you to think in your heart right now, what makes you unordinary? Mm-hmm. What makes you unordinary, Martha?
You know what? That's something I don't think about because I had kids starting at a young age. But my youngest is going to college, and it's something I am having to think about. What are my passions? What are my interests? What makes me stand out from? I'm not you. I'm not the next person. What makes me unordinary, extraordinary? So that is something that I'm having to figure out now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People think sometimes actually when you have a strong team leader or something like that, but they might think that I want a clone of me. No, actually, I want you to do better than me. I've learned a lot. And if you build on my shoulders, believe me, you're going to go higher than you do from scratch. So
you told me before that you don't hire people that are just like you. If anything, you hire people that are great at what your weaknesses are. And that's signs of a great leader too, because once you recognize as a leader where you lack, if you are hiring to fill those positions, yes, you want strong agents that are similar to you and have similar, work ethic and everything. But if you have people in your life that help complement your weaknesses, then you're all the more stronger for that. Can I also bring up, remember when we went to Florida? Jay Shetty, who's an author, a former monk, YouTube sensation, and has a podcast, who's had a lot of celebrity guests. He was the keynote speaker. So yes, Marty is a strong personality. She wants strong agents. The people that she surrounds herself with, she wants strong agents, go-getters, action takers. But on the softer side, which is why you have me here. Jay Shetty actually talked about a few things that were mind-blowing to me, but it's like you said, it was common sense. So if you, like I mentioned, I'm having to think myself, now that my kids are grown, if you think about who you actually think you are, I'm going to quote him on this because I can't say it any better. I am not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am. I am what you think I am. And that's really introspective. So I might go through life thinking that I am who my parents think I should be, who my education and my schooling think I should be. But that's not it, is it? And if you stay in that bubble, then that's where people are like, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good enough.
I'm good enough. Things are okay. Because people don't think beyond the fact that they can break out of that bubble.
They can break out of that mold, and that's restrictive thinking. You know, that's what I would call, people that get into the negative mode, people that are into too much social media. How do I look on social media? How do they think I look on social media? Is this a good picture of me on social media? So
I still do that, though.
Well, we all do that. We all do that. But the point of it is just to put aside negativity and just break out of those moles of that same old track that most agents are going down, of that good enough track. We want to get you to great. We want to get you to unstoppable. So if this, and I want to tell you to trust your own instincts. Many times I did things that I was cautioned against doing. Believe me, nobody was telling me to go out and take a second mortgage on my house when I was in my 20s. That was a foolish endeavor, and actually it was very hard. But if you let your instincts guide you, you've got natural instincts if you don't inhibit them. And see, inhibiting those instincts, you do it because you want to stay between the lines. What is that saying? Stay in your lane? Don't stay in your lane, folks. Get out of that lane. Get in a bigger lane. So if what we've said today has any interest to you, if it sounds like we could help you grow as a team, we want to talk to you. We want to talk to you if you're a worker. We want to learn how to be a hunter. There's two things that we can do really well. Number one, we can actually mentor you as you grow your own team. And I feel like we've got the experience to really do a good job with that. We can help you grow. If it's just a really small team right now, and you've got visions of being a smaller, a bigger, more productive team. And one thing I'm really proud about, I'm going to tell Cliff to do these numbers, but there's some really huge teams out there. But when you really look at the numbers, they're not making many sales per agent. And one thing I'm really proud about is that our team makes more sales per agent.
Our tiny, mighty team.
Our tiny, mighty team. Because we're, I think, 10, 12 people at this point in time?
Yep.
We've got great support efforts. And so if we feel like something that you're like some of the things we've talked about, we'd love to talk to you as being an agent. We actually do not hire all agents. We actually just let one go this morning, and just because they weren't, not because they weren't good people, it just weren't the right fit. So we're looking for the right partners, the right fit, no matter what. We want you to have an amazing career in this unstoppable, no matter the market, job. Take care. Have a great day, y'all.